Lovely stuff. Right, I am Stamford Bridge. This is the Chelsea Football Fancast. Pablo, Dazza, and Jonathan Kidd. There we go. And these people over there somewhere in the ether, they are the benches. There we go. Look at them. Hello, Harry. Wake up. You're on camera. Lovely stuff. Right, okay. I mean, as I said in the just before the break, this is all about the PSG game. The second leg of the quarter-final last Tuesday. And what a great night it was. And I, for one, was absolutely steaming for reasons I can't... hello. There. That's what we call premature vision mixing. There is a solution to that. It's called castration. Anyway, right, we are going to talk about Ross's ratings now because Ross, as always, puts in a sheet. I mean, the work he does for this. I mean, you know, because exactly.
He needs to be congratulated.
He does. Okay, I think we should. Talking about premature things, Darren. Oh dear.
You have to bring attention to it. Is this your iPad?
Have you got a tissue?
He spilt it all over the iPad. Enough. Right, Ross's ratings. Ross puts a lot of work into them, and he should be congratulated. You're
Bravo.
absolutely right. Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. And I can give you a bit of a tease about this, that they're absolutely stonking this week. There we go. Right, look at this. Ross has got very, very excited about this. He's given Cech 9. He's given Ivanovic 6. He's given Cahill 8. Terry 7. Cesar Azpilicueta 8.
Very good.
Frankie Lampard 7. Louise 9. William 9. Oscar 8. Hazard 6. Eto'o 7. And the subs, Schürrle 8. Barr 8. Torres 6. I mean, that is uber
happy
generous.
Ross. Happy Ross.
Very, very happy
Very
Ross.
good.
But
Louise is hugely merited, and I think has changed possibly all our attitudes to whether he's going to be shipped out.
I don't know. I mean, yes, for 94 of the 95 minutes, whatever it is, he was absolutely superb, but he still made one glaring error that nearly cost us the game.
PSG away, even though he was energetic there. But, you know,
So-
do you accept that? Do you
No,
take
I
it?
don't think he
I suppose Mourinho doesn't.
Yeah, until he can concentrate for the whole game. And I'm sounding really negative because he was very, very good.
He was
for the
very,
majority
very
of the
good
game,
indeed. He was.
Everyone else was.
One moment when he was
pretty superb
absolutely
as well.
exhausted, standing. You know, he'd done run up both lengths of the
And
pitch.
like- yeah.
He used to stand there like that, and it was.
And like we were crediting Matic for running the whole central midfield, like Louise did
He
the
ran
same
it.
for a
Yeah,
period in that
yeah.
game. And he was excellent by and large, by
Well,
one
they
mistake.
were all
which was nearly
fabulous.
costly.
The effort and the spirit was unbelievable. It was one of the great evenings.
It was.
We have that ability, as you say.
I want to talk about how great it was a bit later on, because I think it deserves talking about properly. But you know what I liked, you know, most about that night. Weirdly, I just thought it just showed up Jose as the great, you know, master tactician and master planner that he is. It was an absolutely fantastic game plan, and also I thought it was really impressive that the team showed a lot of patience. You know, they didn't panic at any stage. And I mean, the other thing is, of course, you know, I don't know how you lot felt actually, but I mean, Hazard went off after what, about 15 minutes, and I was like,
where I was sitting, I couldn't see down that wing, so I couldn't really see him doing. I noticed him peripherally for a couple
I didn't
of
notice
minutes,
he was
and then
injured.
We were thinking, who's he taking off? Is that too injured again? What it was? And then when it was him, it was, oh no, what's going to happen?
But Schürrle came on with a single track mind to just
absolutely.
put himself about, and he worked so hard. And between him and Willian, I think that's what
You could tell the joy
really.
that he had at the end of the game was.
Though they all had, as did we all. But I mean, I think you're right. I thought Schürrle actually, I think Schürrle was one of the main players in the game for us. I mean, it was just. I mean, I'll talk about this again later, but I just thought it was really lovely that I think a lot of the younger players, the ones who've not been there and done it before with us, really stepped up to the plate that night, and it will be very good for them in terms of experience. But one thing I've got to say is that, you know, again, the substitutions that he made, you know, who would have thought he would have brought Barr on before Torres? I know that sounds farcical, but everybody was saying before, Torres will play. But he brings Barr on, and what I like even more is the fact he did bring Torres on.
Well,
We played with 3 strikers.
It was just gradually up in the ante, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
putting
more pressure on them
because of the number of balls being pumped forward.
Yeah.
And he needed Barr's height to flick the ball on. He'd obviously worked out watching them.
Well,
they were vulnerable
but he's clearly solved the crisis that we've had up front, Darren. I think the answer is play all of them. You know,
and
it's a bit
and they might get a scrappy goal between them.
But you know, it's a bit like when you play roulette. Have you ever played roulette? You know, and instead of like putting all of your chips on one black diamond on it, you put them on everything and say, "Come on, then, I know I'm going to win something." I mean, that's what he did. I love it.
For all of this, we still our winning goal was effectively Bar falling over the ball.
So he shinned it. I mean, he not only shinned it. I mean, I can't remember who it was on. The highlights that I saw afterwards, but he shoveled it in. It kind of hit his knee and then hit his
at the
shin.
time, in the split second of thinking as the ball came in before it went in the net, I was convinced that Thiago Silva had dragged him down to the floor. But you see the replay, and he wasn't really fouled at all. He just kind of fell over his own feet.
He was in that best position to do that flick in, isn't it?
You got to love it. I mean, but you've got to. I mean, it's like we were saying this about the Swansea game. I mean, he was so happy as well. You know, when he scored, he went potty and. Yeah, it's kind. I was thinking about this. I was thinking, you know, let's be honest. Our strikers are not very good, and they've kind of let us down a bit, really. And yet, you know, I think even dear old simple Jack that is Fernando. I mean, there's a lot of love for him still. Weirdly, there's a lot of love for Demba Ba. There's a lot of love for the Don Eto. I mean, we kind of love all of these strikers because of their own strange little quirks, even though they've been absolutely pants for us. That is very Chelsea. I think it really is, Darren.
We're going to talk about a goal. We're not going to talk about Mourinho and his celebration.
We are.
I can see it. It's not in there.
Okay, it is. See.
What
does that say? Hang on. Sorry, people. Script meeting. What does that say, Darren?
Well,
that doesn't imply.
Touchline instructions from Jose is different from goal celebration.
What did he do? What did he do
It
before
wasn't a
that?
touchline instruction. It wasn't
What did he do?
That implies someone comes over to him in his little box and he whispers something in their ear and he runs away.
Yeah, but it's Chidge's note.
Okay, I can
pitch instructions from Jose would be better.
I can solve this. Gallery, let's have the next still, please.
La 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 la.
What's that, Darren?
It's after the whole thing was he went to celebrate with him. It's celebration instructions from Jose.
That is Jose Mourinho instructing Andre Schürrle on the touchline.
He's feeding him a drug to make him better.
Yeah, but he's saying, "Come on."
He's
I wonder if this
take
will work.
this, put
Back
this in your
to
mouth.
us. We've had enough of the still. Shut up.
No, because he's always on the touchline. The focal point was where he was on the touchline.
No, but in all seriousness, though, I mean, again, he got a blooming coating for it. But I thought it was classic.
Yeah,
I was worried that he wasn't allowed to do that.
Well, not there. I was going mental as well. But only again when I saw the highlights and I got
I was
back.
going to say, did anyone notice at the time?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Did he run down there? I'm afraid I had actually. At the time, I remember thinking, "Oh, he'll be banned or something." Is
Yeah,
he
but you're
allowed
really
to do
near
that?
to it, aren't you?
I'm very near.
Was that really? Was that
because-
your first thought in the celebration?
Yeah,
of that goal?
absolutely right.
Mourinho's going to get a ban.
Yeah, exactly. I was.
You're even more miserable than he is.
No, it's because I love him. It's because I love him. I don't want him to get a ban. I felt the
Come on,
ridiculousness.
don't go all Steven Gerrard on us, man. I like no tears on
I
this
love it. I
show.
can't help it. You know, I'm gonna win. We're gonna win for the first time for 23 years.
It's emotional.
The last time he got a ban, though, he was in a laundry basket.
That's true.
Brilliant last time. And
true.
Ray helps, man. That's brilliant.
I mean, joking aside, and I mean, it was great.
He kicked the water bottle on the way. Did you notice?
Yeah, he did. But I love the fact that he did get in there and kind of pull them out and start giving them instructions. But you know, do you think that you know? This could be the difference, I think, in us winning the Champions League and or the Premier League. I mean, you know, this kind of thing that Jose does, and it was really interesting afterwards what John Terry was saying. He said, well, look, you know, basically before the match we planned for 3 different scenarios. So
5, I thought it was.
Well, even more, yeah. I mean, we knew exactly what to do. You know, if we went 1-0 up, this is what we did. If we went 2-0 up, this is what we had to do. You know, this Jose, having Jose could make a difference, Darren.
Jose does things like in training when he's got 11 on 11, he brings a player off to sort of cater for having, like, if someone gets reduced to 10 men and we get reduced to play against 10 men instead of having 11 men as well. He always likes his different sort of scenarios. Mourinho will always have a game plan for whatever happens. Everyone in the crowd, by the 80th minute, must be thinking, we're not going to score here, we're not going to score here. But Mourinho just sits there calmly, just thinking, let's just be patient and see what happens. You know, we know we've got 90 minutes.
But I think he transmits that patience to the team.
Yeah, I agree.
As he was saying earlier about that.
I just think he's the best without a doubt.
And you just got to think, actually. I mean, the comparison to that PSG game, who, I mean, like, they have a very, very good squad, arguably a better squad than us, but because of the experience of our manager and our older players, that's pretty much what saw us through. They panicked a little bit and they didn't have the confidence to sit through. And the same thing could happen with Liverpool in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
Same thing with Atletico
But
Madrid.
in the home game, he stopped Suarez. I think I've said before.
Atletico Madrid
He stopped Suarez from playing. So obviously Suarez then just threw himself onto the ground every single time.
Right, I think the other thing that really did nail it for me, Darren, is just the will to win, and this is the kind of thing that we were talking about the great nights that we've had there in the recent past. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute, but. You know, the defence particularly. You know, I just love the way that John Terry went around, and I had a really good view of this, but he got clattered by somebody, and his knees were killing him. And he could hardly walk. And I'm thinking, oh, God. I'm thinking, oh, my God, Terry's going to go off. And then my eyes got diverted somewhere else. And then the next minute I looked, Terry's just like launched himself full length in the penalty area to block a tackle. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, you were like dead a minute ago. What's going on?
It was good because Lavezzi he should have been booked 3 times. He did an awful challenge on Ivanovic, one on Cahill, then he had his dive as well.
And he kicked the ball away in the first couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, when he kicked it into the net, and didn't get booked.
Great fun, wasn't it?
But Terry, I think that was on Cavani, the one with Terry. But yeah, he was. Again, I thought Terry was decent, and he was trying to point out to the referee what did Lavezzi have to do to get a booking in it.
But equally, it was one of those things where actually their time wasting ended up
costing
them over, really.
Yeah, I was right next to the PSG fans actually, and it was so much fun. The amount of grief I was giving them. There at one moment they were singing a song to the tune of "Flower of Scotland."
Yes,
Flower of Scotland, all that. So I was singing
Fleur de Cos.
Well, I don't know what. No. It was obviously they made their own lyrics to it, but it was the same tune. I was the only one. I'm sorry to say, Jonathan, I was the only one standing up saying, "You're Scotch, and you know you are." Nobody joined in.
Only one. You sure?
Yeah, it was.
I was going to say earlier though about the whole experience. Mourinho's had 4 times as many Champions League matches as Laurent Blanc. Laurent Blanc isn't yet going to. He doesn't know what to do in these situations.
He doesn't.
So
but he made the big error of putting on the 3 centre halves. Yeah. In actual fact, he should have actually attacked. I think he could.
That's exactly what Bayern did as well in the final against us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
holding on to something against a team that knows more, basically.
I'll tell you what I was really pleased about when I reflected upon the game afterwards was that I actually realised that we'd won that game without Hazard because he'd gone off injured after 15 minutes. Matic, who's pretty much been our best player this year, who can't play, and of course Ramirez because he was suspended, and Ramirez is a first pick for Jose, and also he has been there and done it. And that really pleased me massively, actually, I've got to say. And it's really, whatever happens, whether we win it or get knocked out next round, it doesn't matter.
We weren't supposed to win it this year. You don't buy 2 players that can't play in January
of course
with that as your priority.
Good experience for the younger ones on the side, don't you think?
Yeah, well, obviously it has to be. I mean, you can't argue against that, Gigi. But I would say, though, that, again, we've got another team that don't have a manager that have won it in the next round, and I think we should
we've got a chance.
Yeah, exactly. We shouldn't be saying we weren't meant to win it this year.
I'm not saying that there's a single person that wouldn't take it or wouldn't want it or whatever. I'm just saying they weren't.
All right, okay, listen, I've got an email that came in this week which is really funny. About where does it, this is kind of all to do with where does it rank in terms of European nights. And it says, all right, Chidge and Co, long time listener to the show, but first time I've got round to emailing you. Question for Jonathan.
Oh, yes, good.
How was the atmosphere? You know where this is going to go whenever I get an email and you'll mention it, don't you?
How was the atmosphere for me in the middle tier?
How was the atmosphere in the East Stand last Tuesday? And did he put down his newspaper and risk his livelihood, his voice, to drive our team forward through the medium of song? Me and my missus were in the East Upper, row 28, seats 64 to 65, and the stand was absolutely rocking.
Yes, there was a great...
Songs which began in the Matthew Harding or Shed were quickly joined by the East Upper and the whole stadium, it seemed. It was infectious. We even started a few of our own songs. Best atmosphere I've ever seen in the East Stand. Great European night, great atmosphere, and wonderful to knock out the arrogant French. I can't say the word he said, but I agree with it.
Gitz is okay.
I don't know if Gitz allowed.
No, you get to say Gitz.
Gitz. Okay, Gitz. French gîte.
Yeah, but that would be completely different because that's a holiday home.
Not if you say it in English.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Anyway,
up the Chels, Frank from Maida Vale. So there you go.
Well, Frank from Maida Vale. It's interesting because you may have been bellowing madly in the upper tier, but in the middle tier, we're very, very restrained in our approach to great events. And I was tapped on the shoulder when we'd scored, and I went, oh, good, that's very good, when the shoulder scored, and went back to my newspaper. And then somebody started singing Carefree. And I stood up and did a couple of lines of Carefree, but then sat down again and went back to my cocoa.
Oh. So did you have your scarf on, your free scarf?
I did, funny enough. No, I already had a
Everyone
scarf.
had it on.
No, I didn't, because it got 2 scarves.
Yeah, in the East Stand, they're only wearing them in the East Stand.
No, I've got a green and grey one.
East Stand, wear your scarves. East Stand, wear your scarves.
I won't take the mickey, but no, we don't originate songs in the middle tier, but we have been.
As much as I'd love to hear your story, Jonathan, we've got.
I know, and it's sorry about
4.5 minutes long left, and there's so much to talk about. Right, okay. What is it about these European nights, Pablo? I mean, Bruges. Where does it rank for you against Bruges, Vicenza, Napoli, and Barcelona?
Bruges totally before my time. Vicenza I watched on the telly because I was little.
That was mental, by the way.
Great.
That was mental, wasn't it?
What was I?
The Hughes goal
9?
was one of the best I've ever seen.
It's 10. I'd have been 10.
Yeah, I mean, the Napoli I thought was fantastic. I thought the Barcelona was amazing, but I don't think it was quite up there with Napoli and Vicenza and Barcelona, but I think it's not far short. Is that because
the Italian fans actually try and create some kind of atmosphere?
Oh, well, I was next to the Paris fans, and they were going at it pretty much full stop.
Couldn't hear them at all. Couldn't hear them.
But I could, because I was right next to them. I mean, you see, you were in the, you know how it was. Do you know what? Somebody said a lot about this on Twitter, and this is actually quite a big up to you two here. But a lot of them are saying that it makes such a difference when they see the flags at the beginning, and there you go, look at those. I do believe that photograph might have been taken by Dan Silver, because I nicked it from him.
Dan's was slightly further away, I think, because I nicked Dan's one as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of
is that your one, is it?
That's my one.
Oh, sorry, I thought you had another one from further away.
Amazing.
You can see me in my white t-shirt.
Oh, there we go. For
Left-hand
those just by the left handle of the.
Do you always wear white t-shirts when you're doing these flags so you can spot yourself?
I always wear them all season because I sweat a lot whilst I'm running around doing the banners and everything else.
Is that what you with your
hand
hand
up?
up?
It's quite handy.
Is that with your hand up there?
No, I'm at the top.
It's brilliant.
I'm at
Oh, the top in the white.
The
Oh,
top.
wow,
Yeah,
oh,
the
fantastic. Yeah,
But they are fantastic. Now, what is there going to be a fourth?
I think we can.
Unofficially or
I'm
officially?
hoping
Yeah.
Would it be a FA Cup?
a bit of Super Cup. It's all for Europe. We're the only British team with the
We're
full
the
set.
only team in London with 4 European Cups.
No one else has won every single European competition apart from us.
And
which is
Ajax
one.
and Juve and
No team in Britain, I said.
Liverpool haven't.
Yeah, and we could go through this. United haven't, and Aston Villa and Notts Forest haven't,
Atkins
Arsenal
and Stanley.
haven't.
Guess what? Liverpool
Tottenham
haven't.
Five
times, but you haven't got all 4.
The trouble with the Super Cup is we've got to put that nearer the West Stand, really, because Atletico Madrid beat us in the Super Cup, so we don't want that one to be facing them, so we'll stick that near the West Stand. But
all right, listen, we got Atletico Madrid next. They are a decent team. Now I know Costa bashed his leg up yesterday, but it now looks like he'll be fit.
It does, yeah.
I think he's going to play though. They reckon he'll play. I was listening to Graham Hunter on the radio today. He reckon he'll play. Of course, the biggest issue really is Cortez, or for Jonathan's virtue, Courtois. Whether he will play or not, he is eligible to play.
Has he got a little hit of a moustache in that photo?
He looks like it, doesn't it? That's a bit naughty. Nazi scum, EDL, singing hooligans. He's coming to the right side. But the issue is that he's definitely eligible to play. The contract that Chelsea have with Atletico, which says that they have to pay us 3 to 5 million quid every time he plays, is not enforceable. There's a rumour kicking around that I heard that says that that Atletico will not play him because they want to keep Chelsea sweet because they want to have him on loan again next season. So it's massively complicated.
They're not allowed him for a 4th consecutive season.
Okay. There you go.
I heard you're only allowed to loan someone to the same club for 3 seasons.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't
It's
have
a
no
bizarre
idea what's
loan
going
if it's 4 years, isn't it?
Well, it's not, because Czech's still kind of going, and there's no way you want to get rid of Courtois because he is the best young goalie in the world.
Yeah.
He is.
And Mourinho has spent 2 seasons in La Liga watching Courtois and knows what he's all about. And we're thinking, hold on a second, he'll be brilliant, but we've still got Czech, who really also loves, as we know from his first spell here. So, what do you do?
But you know what? At the end of the day, we've got home leg second, and that's I think that for us is a huge advantage. And what I really love about what I witnessed last week was it's clear that Jose's made Stamford Bridge a fortress again. If you think about how ropey we were last year under that fat Spanish waiter, I mean, it's just brilliant.
Would you have said that after the first Champions League group stage game?
Yeah, but I was prepared to give Robbie a chance.
No, I mean when we lost to Basel under Jose.
Basel? Yeah. Well, I was there for that, and we were shockingly awful. I have to remember that. The only Champions League match I've been to.
Torn apart by Salah.
I know we were. It's the only Champions League match I've been to, other than the one this week. 'Cause I've had no money, but that was awful. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go for a break. But after the break, we are going to be talking PSG fannies, which sounds a bit strange, but trust me, it's normal, really. See you in a sec.